All right, hello and welcome to a session of Fit Essentials Basics. My name is Shauna. I'll be guiding you through. We're going to start seated in the chair and we will be using our long band for the first circuit. So if you have a long band, go ahead and have that nearby as well as your glass or water bottle so you can stay hydrated. Here we go. Speaking of. All right, we're going to go ahead and do our seated breathing exercises. So you're going to sit up nice and tall. Make sure you're like sitting on your sit bones. Welcome, Diane. Feet flat on the ground. You're going to bring your hands down to the bottom of the thighs. We're going to do our angry cat, happy cat here to kind of warm up our mid back and through the shoulders. So as you're ready to exhale, you're going to keep the hands where they are. Draw your shoulders forward as you draw your head to the chest and draw your belly in towards the spine. And then when you're ready to breathe in, slide the hands up your thighs, pull your shoulders back, and just gently lift the head, looking up to where the ceiling meets the wall. I almost said ceiling meets the sky. And then we repeat that. Exhale, draw the chin to the chest, slide the hands down. Inhale, roll those shoulders back, lightly lift the chest, looking up to where this wall meets the ceiling. 3 more times there. Exhale, draw it forward. Try to laugh at your mistakes. I'm still learning that myself. Pull those shoulders back, gently lift. Try to breathe in through the nose and then out through the mouth. We'll go about 2 more cycles here. Drawing that chin down to the chest should give a nice gentle stretch the back side of the neck. Opening the chest on the inhale. Let's go 1 more time through. Slide those hands down. Gently pull the chin down as you pull the belly in. And sitting up nice and tall, sliding the hands up the thighs, pull those shoulders back. Very good. Go ahead and relax the hands from there. And next we're going to go a seated side stretch. So 1 hand on the hip, other hand's going to come up to overhead, stretch across, peering up at that hand, and breathe. As you breathe in, try to lengthen just a little bit more. 1 more time. Breathe and reach. Exhale and relax it down. Good job. Same thing other side. Hand on the hip, sitting as tall as you can up out of the chair and reaching up and across, palm down towards you as you peer up at that hand. Breathe in, try to lengthen. Good. 1 more breath. And on the exhale, relax it back down. Beautiful. We're going to do our seated forward fold next. So feet are still flat on the floor. You're going to bring the hands back to the knees. And now as you bring the head down, you're going to gently slide the hands down the shins, just far enough that you get a gentle stretch into the low back. So chin down to the chest. Feel a gentle stretch in the low back. And now breathe into the back side of your ribs. Trying to use as much of your lung capacity as you can. Exhale, see if you want to go a little bit farther. Inhale, expand. 1 more breath here. On your next inhale, start to work your way back up to seated. Fantastic. All right. From here, we'll just do a few gentle shoulder rolls. You can use the whole arms to help with that. Up and back. Getting some good mobility through the shoulders. All right, very good. So we're going to start with the band next for this circuit. I'm going to do the whole first circuit seated. We're going to be doing some left elbow to right knee. On the second time through the circuit, I'll come up out of the chair and give the option if you want to do the knee to elbow from standing. That is going to really challenge your balance. So you can also choose to stay seated. But first things first, go ahead and take your band and you're going to put it around 1 foot. Set that heel on the ground, sit up right on the edge of the chair, nice and tall. If you need to grab a drink, which I do, go ahead. We're going to be doing upwards of a minute. It's going to be a double arm seated row. So some awareness for that mid back. If you don't have handles, you can wrap the band around the hands slightly. Sitting up tall, reach the arms straight out in front of your bodies, palm down towards the floor. And then when you're ready, you're going to draw the elbows back behind you and rotate the palms towards the ceiling. Breathing in as you reach forward, keep the head and neck nice and neutral, and then exhale as you draw that band in towards the torso. Breathe in, reaching out. Exhale, draw it back. If you don't have that band, you can mimic this motion as if you do. you'll still get some benefit just moving those arms. Very good. So you can imagine that imaginary band. I reach it out, I draw it back. I'm trying to squeeze my shoulder blades and my elbows together behind me. I'm sure there's somebody out in the world that can literally touch them together, but you're not commonly going to be able to do that. Breathe in, reach it forward. We're over halfway through. Exhale, draw it back and in. Good job. Continue to find your rhythm here, moving through. You can add that pause to the back position, adding some strength to that mid back, reaching it out. Last time, pull it back, hold, and release. Great job. Take the band off the leg. Go ahead and set it down, have it nearby. Readjust that posture as needed, and then we're going to start with your left arm, bringing up to the side. And when you're ready, we're going to go knee to elbow from seated. So you'll pick up the opposite leg and draw that elbow towards that opposite knee. As you lift the leg, you want to also think about lifting your foot, pull your toes up towards you. Breathe in as you sit tall. Exhale as you draw the knee towards the elbow. Very good. Yeah, working the midline, working the brain a little bit here, bringing the one side of the body across to meet the other side of the body. Final time, draw it in, sit tall to open, and rest. Good job. In between sides, we're going to bring the hands straight out in front of us, feet flat on the ground, and we're just simply going to rotate. Pull the arm across, turn the head, looking over that shoulder. Breathing in as you come back to center, and then the same thing other side. Feel as though you're trying to pull that arm across as you turn the head and neck. Good. Once more each direction. Sitting tall, pull it across. Back to center, and second time, second side. Draw it out. And release those hands and rest. Let's kind of shake it out a bit. All right, wonderful. We're going to do the same thing now, opposite side of the body. So right arm comes up, bend that to 90, sitting up as tall as you can. And then when you're ready, a gentle exhale as you pick that knee up, lift the foot. Inhale, open. Exhale, close it down and in. It's okay if you can't quite get that elbow to the knee. Just do the best you can. Good. Sitting tall, the foot comes all the way back to the ground, and you draw it up and in. Open and close. There you go. You're trying to pick that knee up, pick that leg up, close it down, sitting tall. Wonderful. Couple more. And last one. And rest. Fantastic. All right, we're going to do one more stretch from seated, and then we'll go back to the top. We'll start with the seated row with the band, but then we'll have the option if you want to stand up. All right, in the meantime, we're going to do similar to that forward fold, but with a little variation. So take your left hand to the outside of the right knee, and then from there, you can hold onto your chair with your right hand, and you're going to slide the left hand down the outer portion of that opposite leg, bringing the chin to the chest. And you should feel this in the left side of your body typically. And then just breathe here, not over forcing, just getting a nice stretch into the side of the low back, a little bit up into the mid back. See if you can hold that for one more breath. On that next inhale, gradually come on up. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Readjust that posture. Hand comes across onto the outside of the opposite knee. You can hold on to the seat of the chair if that helps you to feel a little bit more stable. And then slide your right hand down the left outer shin. Bow the head down and breathing here. Oh, this is one of my new favorites. Feels really good. Stretch that whole back and side of the body. Nice and gentle, being tender with yourself. When you're ready, gradually make your way up and out of that position there. All right, nice. Back to the seated row with the band. If you remember which foot you used last time, I was on my right. It'd be your left if we're mirroring. See if you can put it around the opposite foot. It's okay if you don't remember. All right, sitting right up on those sit bones, reaching those arms straight up, palms down, and here we go. Drawing it back and in. Rotating the palms up. Brings a little bit more of that bicep engagement into it when we rotate the palms. Reaching out and pulling back. Keep the neck long, shoulders down, out of those ears. Breathe. We're just training the opposite posture of what our daily life tends to pull us into. When we're working on our phones, sitting in the chair, driving in the car, everything tends to draw the shoulders forward. So now we're just training the body to draw the shoulders back because that's going to give us a more ideal posture. We'll have less pain in the shoulder, less pain in the head and neck area. If we can just sit and stand a little bit better. Good, we're almost to that full minute. Couple more. Breathe in, stretch those arms long, holding your head neutral, and then draw it back and in. Last time, forward, back, hold for about a 3 count. 2, 1, and release. Fantastic. We're all done with that band, so you can go ahead and set it aside. And now if you feel like you want to stand up for the knee to the elbow, you can stand up. Otherwise, stay in your chair and do it there. If you are choosing to stand, it might be wise to kind of have something to steady yourself on. Set your feet a little bit wider, lifting up through your midline. We'll start with that left arm up to the side, and then when you're ready, really practicing that balance, lifting everything up. Elbow comes down towards that knee. Stand all the way up in between. Exhale as you draw it together. Inhale as you stand tall. Good. Lifting up out of the hip. Nice and smooth. You're really pushing the foot down, that big toe down on the leg that you're standing on to help it lock in that balance. Good. Gentle exhale, strong inhale. Very good. Let's go for about 2 more. Lifting everything up, drawing it forward. Last time. Good, and rest those arms down. All right, we're gonna do that same spinal mobility that we did last time. So if you're here standing, you can stay standing. If you're in the chair, you can stay there. You're gonna reach those hands straight out, interlace the hands, and then you're gonna pull the arm across. Turn the torso, turn the head, looking over that shoulder. Breathe in as you come back to center, and then gently exhale. Keep the shoulders down out of the ears, turning the head, drawing it across, and pulling it back. Good job. Once more each side. Long spine. Just getting some nice gentle rotation through that torso. Back to center. And same thing. I think this was our second side. And shake it out. Good job. Go ahead and rest. And then we're going to balance out that knee to elbow. This time it'd be your right arm going to come out to the side. And we're going to bring it to the left leg. So if you're standing here with me, draw it all up and in. And when you're ready, strong balance, either sitting tall or standing tall. Lift that leg, lift the foot and toes, drawing that knee towards the elbow and elbow towards the knee. Good. Very intentional. Lifting up, pulling through, and stand or sit tall. Good job. Gently exhale as you draw together. Inhale, standing back or sitting tall. Very nice. Stay focused. Whoop. Almost losing my balance. Couple more. And last one. And rest. Great work. If you were in the chair for that one, let's have everybody make their way up to the feet. That concludes that circuit. Let's grab a drink of water and we'll get ready for that next series. If you are already standing or as you come on up to standing, go ahead and join us for some hip circles here, loosening up through those hips and low back. Good, and then reverse directions, gentle circle the other way. Wonderful. All right, before we move into our next series, we're going to be practicing some squatting patterns next, but we want to open up those hip flexors. So especially after we were sitting for a while, you're going to mirror me. So I'm going to call my left leg the right leg so that we can mirror each other. So set your right foot forward, step your left foot back. You can either raise your arms up to overhead, or I'm going to go with the I Dream a Genie arms. Either way, you want to lift the chest, rock the hips back, rock those hips forward, lifting your arms, lifting your chest, and squeeze that booty of the trail leg. We're going to do that 3 times. Rock it back, rock it forward, squeeze the glutes, gently shift that hip forward. Once more there, back, forward, lift those elbows or lift the chest, and rest. Great job. Same thing other side. Keep the left foot forward this time, the right foot steps back. Reposition those arms, whether they're crossed or up to overhead. So just focusing on that hip shift, rocking back, rocking forward, squeeze that glute, lifting tall. Nice. Rock it back, rock it forward, squeeze the bum, trying to wake up that back hip. One more time here. Back, forward, lift that chest, lift those arms, Diane. There you go. Up, 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 and rest it down. Make sure you're not going to slam your arms into anything. And if you can, just do a little side step, an arm swing, opening through the chest and shoulders. Good. Rotate those palms forward as you reach those arms back. Beautiful. We're going to do a similar stretch to what we just did, but we're going to add a little bit of some rotation through the torso to get a little bit more opening through those hips before we go into our squats. So back to left foot forward, right foot back. You can keep those arms overhead if that was your choice, or back to we like to call them our I Dream a Genie arms. So it's going to start the same, lifting the chest, send those hips forward, and now you're going to rotate your body towards your front leg, looking over your right side. Still trying to squeeze that glute of the trail leg, eyes up, chest up. Breathe. Holding for a few breaths here. And release. Great job. Switch it up. Walk that back foot back to position. Other foot steps back. Staying tall. Position those hands. So as we raise the arms up, it helps keep that chest tall. Send the back hip forward, squeezing the glute, and now you'll turn towards your left leg. Assuming that one's in front. Neck stays long. Turn the head as well. Trying to look in that left corner of the room. Still encouraging that back hip to shift forward. One more breath here. And release there. Good job. We'll go back to our side step arm swing. And then I'm the one to slam my arms into the chair. I'm always warning you all about that. Very nice. All right, you can give a pause to the steps, keep a soft bend in the knee, and we're just going to open through the shoulders a little bit more. We'll go 5 back strokes on one arm, making sure not to overextend. So I'm reaching the hand forward, spreading the fingers nice and wide, circling the hand back. And maybe your circles don't quite look like mine. Just meet your body where it is. Maybe you have some smaller circles here. That's okay. After 5 times, do the same thing on the other side. Raise that arm up as high as you're comfortable and circling it back. Very nice. Roughly 5 times here. Good. We're going to be doing our squat practice with our bent over rows. If you have some dumbbells around that you can utilize for the bent over row, it's one of our favorite exercises because we want to train our body not to live here. We want to train our shoulders to live here. So we do those horizontal rows to help strengthen that mid back and shoulder blade. Let's grab a drink as needed, and then we'll start with our squats. I'm going to shed a layer here. Warm it up. All right. So for the squatting, if squatting is a challenge for you, or the idea of it just makes you say, heck no, hold on with your upper body so you can give good support. If you're feeling fairly confident in your squats, then you're going to set your feet and you can reach your arms straight out. I'll demo by holding on this first set. So my feet are right about hip width apart. My toes are just very slightly toed out. So nothing extreme. You don't want to mimic a duck or anything, but instead of straight forward, just a slight toe out. When you're ready with the chest tall, either reaching your arms out or holding your arms on, keep your feet firmly planted. Start to reach your hips back, keeping your eyes up. And then when you're ready to stand tall, you're going to push down, driving your feet into the ground and standing all the way up. Very good. I'm going to spend a minute here, practicing at whatever tempo feels most appropriate for your body, emphasizing your range of motion. So we want to really get down as far as we can, ideally without pain. Sometimes our body will give us a little bit of fits as we move through that range. But if it does talk to you, we want it to talk less as we move. If it starts to talk more or make you really want to grimace, then shorten your range of motion through a range that doesn't cause you a lot of discomfort. And you really got to use your own intuition there, reaching out, sending those knees wide as you sit your hips back. Last one, and take a rest. All right, we're going to go into our bent over row next. So if you have a dumbbell you can use, let's go ahead and pick up your dumbbell. Now as you set your feet in position, we're going to have the toes pointing straight ahead. I'll keep a soft bend in the knees. Make sure we're not arching the low back. Support one hand on a tabletop side of the couch. And then the opposite arm, you're going to reach forward. And then when you're ready, we're going to pull this elbow straight up towards the ceiling. Reaching down and forward, driving that elbow nice and high. Good. Forward, up and back. Yep. It's a great practice to pause in the top. So you really try to strengthen that shoulder blade. Squeezing it in toward your spine. Breathing as you reach forward. Exhale as you draw it up. We're going to go about 40 seconds here, a little bit longer than what we initially planned, but we're going to be doing 2 instead of 3 rounds of this. 10 seconds left. Reach it forward, draw it up and in. Midline nice and strong. You shouldn't have any discomfort in the low back. Last rep. And take a rest. Good job. In between sides, we're going to do our little tree branch arms. Rotating side to side, keeping that soft bend in the knees. Good. I like to imagine I'm a willow tree here. My neighbors growing up had a beautiful willow in the backyard and the branches would just flow in the wind. All right, very good. When you're ready there, feel like you've loosened up the low back a little bit. We're going to go back to that bent over row in your opposite arm. So we'll keep that soft bend in the knees. Draw the belly in, wide handprints. Reaching forward in 2, 1, here we go. Once you know the exercise, bring your neck into a neutral position, meaning instead of watching me on the screen, try to neutralize your head, draw the chin in, looking straight forward, like down at your support hand or down at the floor where you're reaching your dumbbell towards. And then I'll keep an eye on you all best I can. Those of you here live, thanks for being here. That's our 30-second mark. 10 seconds left. We can add that pause at the top. Pull that elbow high. Squeeze that shoulder blade in. Very nice. Last one. And take a pause. Woo! Good job. Coming on up. We're going to do our march and punch next. So stand tall. If you've done a lot of walking today, you're a little bit tired, you can always take a seat during this part. Otherwise, hands up to the side, and we're going to shift our weight to one side, lifting the leg, lifting the foot and knee, and punch. Good. Try to give a nice, strong punch straight out. Trying to extend that arm all the way. Yep. Doesn't have to be fast. Be nice and controlled. Beautiful. Good. That's 30 seconds. You can take a rest for the second half or join me with some step jacks. Opening those shoulders, practicing a little side step. Good. 20 seconds left. We're going to have a 30-second break after this series, and then we're going to go through it one more time, going back to practicing those squats. 2, 1. And there's our rest. Nice job. Those of you that are getting pretty confident with your squats, if you want to hold a dumbbell for the next round, you can hold a dumbbell right underneath your chin. Also, if you feel a little bit unsure about your squats, dumbbells on the chair, you could also squat down to a chair or a bench, sitting down, and standing tall. Whatever option you choose, let's go ahead and set those feet, slight toe out. 2, 1, and begin. Got a full minute here, so pace yourself through it. As you focus to sit back into the heels, don't lift the toes. Push that big toe down. That big toe tends to be the leader of the pack. So if we push that big toe down, the other 4 will typically follow. And you can get that nice, strong base of support. Great job, crew. Laura, as you sink back, try to push your elbows up and forward as you hold that weight. Try to raise those elbows up. That's better. Wonderful job. Controlling down and back, driving through the feet and stand. Good job. 20 seconds left. Come a little bit closer. See how everybody's doing. There you go, Diane. Yeah, see if you can sink just a little bit lower. Nice, Shirley. Reaching out, standing tall. Let's go 1 or 2 more, crew. Reach, reach, reach. Standing all the way up. Fantastic. And once you finish that rep, go ahead and rest. Woo, hello, legs. All right, bent over row coming up next. Oh, and here comes the moose. Or there goes the moose. Non-dominant arm to start. So if you know that you're stronger in one arm versus the other, start with the side that needs to build a little bit extra strength. Soft bend the knees. Wide handprint on your support arm. And when you're ready, here we go. Draw that elbow straight up. Exhale as you draw it up. Inhale as you reach that arm forward. Good. Exercise is great for the body, including our lungs and obviously our heart as well. But when we focus on our breathing, taking nice, long, deep breaths, that helps maintain that lung capacity or maybe even improve our lung capacity. When we get stressed and worried, the first thing that tends to happen is that we shorten our breathing, and that sends our body into a little bit more of a stress response. So if you notice yourself stressed, try to take longer breaths. Last rep, and take a break. Good job. Coming up in between sides, we'll go into our little gates of heaven, inviting the hands to tap against the body for this break. Tapping our vitality centers, keeping those organs alive and functioning, nice and vital. So a couple more on each side. Let those arms be nice and heavy. And shake it out. All right, fantastic. Let's balance out that upper body with the bent over row. Now it'll be on your dominant side. So whatever side is fairly strong, that's the side we're going to next. Drawing that belly in, wide handprint. 2, 1, begin. Breathe in as you reach forward. Exhale, pull that elbow as high as you can to your ceiling. Good, nice smooth airflow. If you can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Head and neck nice and neutral, keeping that chin in. Wonderful, great range of motion, crew. See those elbows coming up nice and high. Good, we're over 30 seconds in. Reach it forward, drawing it up. 1 or 2 more. Down, up. This will be my last one. And take that rest. Woo! Fantastic. Coming back up to the feet. Standing tall. And we'll finish this series. We're going to do that march and punch. And our step jacks. Arms up to the side. Standing up nice and tall. And here we go. Exhale with that punch. As you lift that knee, lift the foot, lift the toes. We're training our body to avoid those trips and falls. Good. Smile with it. Have some fun. Sometimes we get real serious with an exercise. And that kind of, the more serious it is, the more that you don't really have that motivation to come back. If you can have it be enjoyable, you'll be more prone to want to come back and do it again. All right, go ahead if you want to switch it up. Step jacks, if you're like, don't want to go overhead, you can do that lateral clap. Call them seal jacks. If it feels good to open your shoulders, then stick with that overhead. Fantastic. We're going to go another 15 seconds here. There you go. Keeping that blood flow going, keeping those joints open. 2, 1, and there's our rest. Woo! All right, that series is done. Grab a drink. You want to take a seat for a second? We're going to stretch our hips, and then we've got one more circuit that's going to involve some step ups. So if you have a step stool, we're going to be utilizing a step stool, or if you have a staircase around, that's going to be part of our final circuit. All right, come on to the edge of the chair, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to lift one leg up, interlace those hands, and remember all those exercises we just did for the mid back. You want to activate that position again. We use our feet quite a bit, but let's go ahead and just warm up those ankles a little bit more. Some ankle circles. Rotate it around 5 to 8 times one way, and then 5 to 8 times the other. Very good. Set it down and switching sides. Sitting tall, lifting that knee up. Interlace the hands in front, drawing those shoulders back as you roll that ankle around. Can you hear the hound dog through the garage? Holy moly, he or she, I'm not ever sure. The name is Scout, so it, could be either. If you haven't switched directions with that ankle roll, switch directions. Very good. Laura, that's our second leg, so make sure you get in both sides. In between legs, we'll do our little windshield wiper of the legs. Just gonna angle it down so you can see my feet a little bit better. We're kind of up on the balls of the feet, and we're just going to drop the knees to one side, up and across to the other. You're okay. Just get some internal and external rotation through the hips. Moose staying out of trouble? Oh, here he is. Good. One more time, back and forth. And rest. Nice. Next, I'll bring my head back into it in a second. We're going to go back to your first leg and then look to cross it over. Adjust the hand and then hug that leg in. Looking to stretch the glute on that side of the body. We've got a mini school bus in our driveway here. My middle stepdaughter is, no, you're okay. Don't worry about it. We're doing some transforming it into living quarters. It's going to be her travel bus. So we've been having some good times with projects for that. All right, go to release this side. Same thing, other side. Sit up nice and tall. Grab that leg, draw it up, cross it over. She came in to grab some power tools, so we'll see how loud it might get here in a little bit. They got all the seats out, and now they're working on taking the railings off. Hugging that leg in, sitting tall, and breathing. All right, very nice. Go ahead and release this. Grab a drink of water if it's convenient. Make your way up. If your step stool isn't ready, we're going to go ahead and get it ready. We're going to be doing 2 exercises. We're going to be working a hinging motion, standing tall, a good morning, or a deadlift. And then we're going to be doing a minute and a half of step-ups. 45 seconds on one leg, and then 45 seconds on the second leg. So come on up to your feet. And it's always hard for me to know how bad the volume gets if there's noise in the backdrop. So those of you here live, if it does get to where you can't hear, it's too loud, just let me know and they can wait 15 minutes and do it a little bit later. All righty, so good mornings first. You can either cross the hands over the shoulders, okay? Or if you want to hold a little bit of weight, you can pick a weight up and hold it right underneath the chin, still crossing the arms. From here, we're practicing our bowing or hinging motion. So with a soft bend the knees, draw your abdomen in, and then you're going to send those hips back, pulling the chin in, looking down. Push through those feet, squeeze the glutes, and stand tall. Good. So remember, Shirley, as you bow forward, lift those arms up. Help keep that mid-back nice and flat. Forward and up. And I can hear how loud this is. I might ask her to just wait a little bit. Bowing forward, standing tall. Go about another 5 to 8 reps there. and then just take a quick break. I'll be right back. Can I shut that door? Would that be possible? Or, yeah, it's pretty loud. If you can wait like 15 minutes, I'll be all done. Okay, thank you. I'm so sorry. All right, finish up those reps there. Long spine as you bow forward. Squeeze those glutes. Very nice. All right, we're going to go to our step ups next. So if you are a little bit unstable, you want to make sure you're nice and secure. I like to put the step right behind the back of my chair. If you have a couch in your area that you're working, you can also stand behind the couch. That works well. When you're practicing your step ups, remember, we're going to do all on one leg first. If you have a leg that's harder, do that one while you have the most energy. So you're going to pick the knee up, put as much of your foot as you can fit onto that step stool. With the chest tall, either reach the arms out or hold your support. Drive into that foot, stand all the way up, and then we're going to come down on the same side. Take the foot off the step, lift that knee, drive that foot straight down, extend through the hip, and then coming off. So if you haven't started, you can go ahead and start. We'll start the 45 seconds now. I'm going to turn this way to talk about a key points. So we're watching the knee. We don't want this knee to drive in. So I push into the foot, lifting up. Also on the down, sometimes that knee will tend to drop in when we're coming off the stairs. Lift it up, push that foot down. That's where you're generating that force. Like when we practice our squats and I say, push your feet into the floor. That's our strength. Pushing down, driving up. So we talked about paying attention to the knee. You also want to watch the hips. Sometimes the hips will tend to kick out. So strong through the middle, one or two more on this side, and then we're going to switch. Looks great. Good, Diane. Nice job, Shirley. Lifting up, pulling through. And then after you finish that rep, you're going to go right to that other leg. So now your opposite leg should be your stronger side. Pushing down, opening up, and stepping back. Very nice. Push that foot into the stair. Open through the hip, standing tall, and taking it down. Good job. Reaching it out, open, and back. 30 seconds left. Breathe here as you work. A little bit longer intervals today. Working for 90 seconds on this piece. Up, back, and down. Remember, we're paying attention to the knee, the hip. And just like we focused on that big toe during our squats, guess what? Focusing on that big toe will also help us here. So I push that big toe down as I drive that heel down. It's going to help support through the ankle. Very good. Finish that last rep. Up, down, and take a rest. Nice job. That's our first round. We're going to do it twice more, but we're going to stretch in between sets. So grab a quick drink. All right. First stretch we're going to do, it's called like a wall overhead stretch, also kind of like an elevated down dog. I'm going to use the back of my chair here, setting my hands on the back of the chair, walking my feet back. You can even just put your hands against a wall right about shoulder height, or use the back of the couch. Draw the belly in, lower the head down, ensuring that you're not arching that low back. So I pull the belly in the whole time. And now you simply, with a soft bend of the knees, invite your heart. Lower your chest slightly towards the floor. Keep the chin drawn in so the head doesn't shoot forward. And just get a nice opening through the mid-back and the sides of the shoulders. You may also feel a stretch like in the back side of the legs. And breathe here. We'll hold about another 15 seconds. Sometimes people will tend to lock their knees out there. I don't want to see that. Keeping that soft bend in the knees. Good. On that next breath, gradually make your way on up, coming up out of that. Great job. All right, we did the good mornings on that first set. You can either stay with those good mornings, or if you'd like to progress it, we can work on some deadlifting. Deadlifts means picking weights up off the ground. In this instance, we're going to start by holding the weight in the hand and lowering it down to the ground. So I'm going to set my feet just slightly outside the hips. Ensure the shoulders aren't forward. So I'm going to pull those shoulders back, pull the belly in, And now as I send my hips back, I'm going to push my knees out and keep that weight close. I'm going to lower it down to just between my feet and then squeeze the glutes and stand. Long spine here, soft bend the knees, but I'm bowing forward at the hips. Very good. Yep, chest tall, knees push wide, squeeze those glutes and stand. About another 15 to 20 seconds. I'm going to come a little closer. Great job. Yep. All the way up. Good. And depending upon how small your weight is, if you're getting down close to the ground, you feel a little strain in the low back, don't feel like you have to go all the way to the ground. Think about like a laundry basket, grocery bags. They're typically not all the way on the floor. So you can train your body through that motion. There you go, Laura. Push the knees wide. Diane, a little bit more knee bend, knees push out. There it is right there, and stand. Good, Shirley, straight arms. Finish that rep and then set the weight down and make your way back to your step stool. Good job. As you come to your stool, take a nice deep breath. Remember your more challenging leg first. So standing tall, we're going to go about 45 seconds on each side. When you're ready, pick it up, drive that foot down, using the arms as needed, or reach those arms out in front of you like when we practice our squats. Keeping your chest up as much as you can, trying to find a spot straight ahead to focus on. Yeah, good. Place that foot down, open the hips, coming off. All on one leg, and then we'll go to that other side. Just over 30 seconds in. Very nice. We do a lot of practice with picking those knees up, but we also need to have that strength to be able to push down, to get in and out of cars, obviously climbing stairs. Good. One or two more on this side. Good. After this next rep, go ahead and switch feet. Same thing on that opposite side. Pick that knee up, set that foot down, keep that chest tall, pulling through. Yep. Go ahead and go right into that second side. Each time you pick that foot up, see how much of your foot, if you can fit your whole foot on the step, that's ideal. Sometimes the stools are a little bit too short. We can't get our whole foot up there. If that's the case, since you can't push through the heel, then focus on driving the ball of your foot into the stair as much as you can of it. Up and open. Lifting up to that midline as you lower down, keeping those hips nice and level. Good job. About 10 seconds left. Eyes up, chest up, open, and down. Wonderful. Reaching out, pulling through. Great work. Final time. Really build that strength. Push that foot into the chair, into the step, and rest. Nice job. Take it out. Got one more round of that, but first we're going to do our side stretch from standing. So walk the feet about hip width apart, soft bend the knees. You can put one hand on the hip and then the other arm. You're going to either reach out in front of your body if it's tough for you to reach overhead, palm down towards the floor. If you can reach right up to overhead, then that's ideal. Reaching right up to overhead, getting a nice stretch all through the side of your body. Coming down, you can lean towards that side and then lengthen up and across. One of my favorites. Breathe in as you bend towards that side and then breathe out as you lengthen and bend away. One more time. Down, up. If you feel stable enough and you can peer up at that hand, look up for that one last time and bringing it down and switch. Good job. Feel free to give a little hip rocket between sides, just bopping the hips side to side. Smile. All right, and then when you're ready, we'll do that side stretch on the opposite side, keeping that soft bend in the knees. You can, again, if it's tough to reach overhead, reach out in front. Otherwise, bending towards the side and away from that side. All of our muscles are wrapped in this substance that we call fascia. You can think about kind of like saran wrap all around our muscles, our veins, and our nerves. Everything passes through the fascia. And all the fascia of like one muscle group is interconnected to another muscle group. There's a wonderful book called Anatomy Trains that talks about how all that is linked in. And our side body here, our low back connects into our sides. Go one more time if you can Look up at that hand on this last one. That's great. And so we need to stretch this side body to help keep that low back loose as well. Sometimes when our low back gets tight, we only focus there. So we want to think about the whole package. All right, great job. Grab a drink. One more time through. You can either stick with the good morning, just practicing that forward bow, or back to those deadlifts. All right, if you're going to do the deadlift, we're going to hold the weight right between the legs, walk the feet out, draw your abdomen in, soft bend the knees, and then when you're ready, pushing your hips back towards the wall behind you, bowing forward. The knees are not locked out, so I'm predominantly bending at my waist, but then I'm pushing my knees out as well to help keep that spine long and flat and not start to round through the spine. Good. Practice holding those shoulders back throughout, squeezing the glute as you stand tall, and then push those knees out, lowering down, nice and smooth. Let's go 2 to 3 more. Chin in as you bow forward, looking down towards the floor. Eyes up, looking straight ahead as you stand tall. 1 or 2 more. Heck yeah, good. And up. Fantastic. Great posture, crew. There you go, Shirley. Last one. Down, down, down. Draw those shoulders back, standing tall. Very nice. All right, set your weights down, and let's get ready for this final set of step-ups. We've had a great session here today. Stay patient with yourself and see if we can finish strong. Non-dominant leg. So whichever leg gives you the most concern or most challenge, do that one first. Here we go. Pick it up, place it on that step, either supporting through the hands or reach those arms out. Standing tall, watching the position of the knee as you go up and down, not letting it drop in. And then engaging the midline, drawing the belly up and in to help keep those hips from kicking out. Lifting up, controlling it down. Good. Really emphasizing how strong can I drive down to that stool. Really emphasize pushing down, standing tall, and off. Good. About 20 seconds left. Up and open. Very good. It's hard for me to see you all from there, so I'm going to come a little bit closer. Nice. Yeah, that knee wants to drop in just a little bit on that down, Diane. So really focus, up and open. Good. And one more on that leg if you can, Laura. I think she froze up on me. All right, and switching legs. Final 45 seconds on that second leg. So now it should be your stronger side. Place that foot down. Drive into your step. You can reach those arms out, open the hips, and taking it down. Beautiful. And off. Nice. Good. It's probably not surprising when people get arthritis in their knees. It's very commonly on the inside portion of the knee. And that, if it's not what we call rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis is a result of poor mechanics over our lifetime. But if we improve our mechanics, even if we already have changes in the structure of the joint, they have done studies to show that people have less pain in the joint when they start to move properly. So that is a very encouraging news that even if we have arthritis, we can strengthen our body, retrain our muscles and joints to move properly and help reduce that movement dysfunction. Good. 1 or 2 more. Down, up, and when you finish that last one, take a break. All right, I'm going to keep you on your feet for one more stretch, and then we'll finish in the chair. I'd like to stretch the calves. So if you can find somewhere to like prop the toe up, sinking into it, I'm going to use the chair. Prop the toe up against the seat of the chair, the side of the wall, and then you'll lean into it. The heel is down. Just get a nice gentle stretch. I don't really trust the step stool to drop my heel off of, but if you have a staircase nearby, it can work really well to stand with your balls of the feet on the edge of the chair and then lower your heels down off the stair. I think I said chair. I meant to say stair. End of the week, starting to lose my words. When you're ready, go ahead and switch sides. Opposite foot, heel down, toe up, and then just sink into that side. Ah. We want to keep our calves nice and stretched out. When they get too tight, it changes the mechanics at the ankle. We get a little bit stiff with that range of motion. So stretching is very helpful for us. All right, I think I said one stretch, but if you can do that quad stretch, or if you can attempt this quad stretch, I like to include that in here, standing tall. If you're able to grab that foot, look to grab that foot or do the best you can. This is one that is really great to practice on the daily basis, to either work towards this range of motion to be able to do this, or to maintain it if you can do it. I've said it before, I'll say it again. You can also practice this stretch from the bed or laying on the floor. When you're ready, go ahead and switch sides. And when you're lying down, if you can't grab your foot, you can use a towel or even that band that we did our seated rows with. And you can wrap that around your ankle, lay on the side of your body, and then look to use that band to pull your heel back towards your glute, and you'll get a nice stretch in the front of that thigh. It'll kind of help you build towards being able to stand up and grab that foot. But if you can't do it, just be gracious with yourself. All right, when you're ready, set that down and meet me in the chair. Woohoo! I think I was cold when we started the hour. All right, how's everybody doing? When you sit down, just kind of take a nice deep breath to start, kind of recenter yourself. And then we're going to go into our figure 4 stretch. So similar to the glute stretch we did in between our previous circuits, you're going to pick that foot up. Now we're trying to get the ankle across the opposite leg, sitting tall, and then just invite this knee to lower on down. You can gently place the hand on the knee, pull the shoulders down, draw the chin in, and let's just close the eyes. We're going to hold this about another 20 seconds. Our eyes work a lot more these days than they used to before our life was largely surrounded around the screen time. Remember when we used to just pick up the cord on the phone and dial the phone number and not have to stare at a screen? Those screens have colors that are more straining on our eyes than just regular daily life. All right, when you're ready, gradually make your way out of that figure 4. And then we'll make our way to that other side. Readjust your posture as needed. Pick it up. Try to grab onto that ankle. And then as you sit tall, we'll invite this knee to drop down. Close those eyes once again. Really try to relax all those small muscles of the eyes. And focus in on the breathing. Breathe in strength, confidence, hope for our world and all the wild things going on. And exhale all the stress, concern, worry, fear. Breathe in joy, peace, and ease. Exhale all that negative energy. One more time. Very good. Go ahead and come on out of that figure 4. And then we're going to do our forward fold from seated. So sitting up tall, draw the belly in. Hands are going to slide down the legs, chin to the chest, and just get a nice stretch for the back of the body. If you feel okay in this position, try to let your head be a little heavy. Breathing into your back. On that next inhale, gradually make your way on up. All right. And then we're just going to stretch the upper neck and trap area to finish. So if you're on a soft cushion here, you can turn the palm up, lift the hip. You can sit down on the palm of your hand. If you're not on a soft cushion, then just draw that shoulder back. Sitting tall, you're going to draw your chin in, tuck it down towards your chest. And then if you're sitting on your right hand, you're going to bring your chin down towards your left collarbone. If you'd like to use the hand that you're not sitting on, you can take a fingertip to the right side of your head and ever so gently just encourage a little bit of a stretch in the side and the back of the neck there. Don't force anything here. Just invite the body to lengthen. When you're ready, gradually come up out of that position, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Palm up. You can sit down on that palm, roll the shoulder back, chin pulled in. Then you'll look down towards the chest. If you're sitting on your left hand, you're going to turn your head slightly so you bring your chin towards your right collarbone. That should start to feel that stretch as you do that. And if you'd like, you can take the hand that you're not sitting on. I'm literally just using the very tip of my middle finger to give, like, imagine if I were going to set like a quarter there, just barely giving a little extra overpressure. Breathing a couple of times there. And release when you're ready. Good job. And then we'll just finish with our next circles, roughly 3 times each direction. Sometimes we'll go fast on these, but I want these to be slow. You're just very slowly moving that head around, encouraging that range of motion. You can tilt the head back, looking up towards the ceiling. After you've completed 3 circles in that direction, and then you'll reverse directions and gradually take it the other way. The neighborhood dogs are quite vocal today. Hopefully you can't hear them too much. And thankfully Moose hasn't joined in on the chorus line. He likes to go back there and run back and forth, but so far, thankfully, he's not barking at them. All right, when you finish those circles in both directions, we'll do our final 3 breaths together. On the inhale, we're going to elevate those shoulders up and into the ears. This is where we tend to go when we're stressed. But then on the exhale, this is where we want them to go, down and back, long neck. Good, breathe in, raise up, and exhale. Draw them back and down, broad chest. Fantastic. One more time, breathe in, raise it up, and exhale. Draw it down. Fantastic. All right, everybody, give yourself a round of applause. Thanks for showing up, taking care of your body. Also, anybody that's here that was a veteran or family that's a veteran, just want to honor you. Thank you for the time and the service and for all the freedom that you've allowed us to have opportunity for. So stay healthy, stay hydrated. And remember, life is meant to be enjoyed. We'll see you next time.